recorded this. Next, what is meant by STLC? SDLC and STLC, these are mandatory. STLC. That is the reason I'm explaining you clearly what is the phase, what is happening in that. Okay. Next, what is meant by STLC? STLC means software testing life cycle. SDLC is the application from starting to ending. This is called SDLC. STLC means only tester processor. Software testing life cycle is the step-by-step process followed by this testing team only. In the STLC process, only testing team. What are the testing team activities done from starting or ending on implementing the application? STLC means only tester roles. What is the tester life cycle? Software testing life cycle, followed by the testing team to perform testing activities. First one, let me increase the size. See, first one, requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, test closure. These are all the phases in the STLC. Requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, test closure. Now simply, what happens in the requirement analysis? What happens in all these phases? Let me explain you clearly. What happens in the requirement analysis? See, requirement analysis, when the tester will do the requirement analysis, when FRS document is available, then the tester also will do some research. I mean, he'll try to understand what are the requirements, right? See, here, product owner will provide the document, FRS document. I have told you he'll set up a meeting with the tester, developers, and some other members in the company to explain about the client specifications. See, this is one part, like designing development. Parallelly, when FRS document is available, here testing activities also will be started. When FRS document is provided here, architect will design, whereas a tester, after getting this FRS document, tester will try to understand those requirements first. What is the roles and responsibilities of a tester? First point is understanding the FRS document. This is the first role of the tester. Understanding the requirements. That is done in the requirement analysis. Testers study the requirements like FRS document. He will try to understand FRS document. If they have any query, they can ask in the meeting. Asking is not, we should ask if there is any question from us, we should ask. Then identify what needs to be done. That means in this requirement analysis itself, tester will identify what functionality we need to test. And based on that, he'll get one clarity. Oh, this is what I need to test. This is the functionality I need to test. Then he'll prepare one traceability matrix. Is nothing but requirement traceability matrix, RTM. RTM means the mapping between requirements and test cases. That means, see, there is a login functionality. Valid user, this login functionality is one requirement. For this requirement, I'll write 4 test cases like valid username and password. This is one test case. Valid username and invalid password. This is second test case. Invalid username and valid password. This is another test case. And I'll not provide any username and password. Directly I'll click on the login button. This is another test case. And I'll provide both incorrect values, invalid username and invalid password. These are all the test cases for one feature, right? That means what is meant by traceability matrix RTM means that is nothing but the mapping between test cases and the requirement. It is known as RTM. Is it clear? The first phase, what is happened in the requirement analysis, testers try to understand the FRS document and he identifies what need to be tested and he'll prepare based on that. He'll prepare RTM, traceability matrix. That's it. Then next, what happens in the test planning? In the test planning phase, he'll decide the testing strategy and what is the scope and how many resources are needed to test this application. Like how many testers we need, what are all the tools we should use. Like he is also analyzing. Once he got clear picture on those requirements, he'll define how many resources we want, how many, I mean, how much scope, tools, and within how much time we can complete this requirement. Based on that, he'll prepare one test plan document. No worries, based on this, I'll give you one notes also by the end of the class. Okay? In test planning, he'll
Okay.
test plan document. Next one, what happens in the test case development? That means what happens in the test case development means he will write the scenario. He will start writing the test cases. Like this is the first feature, like T001. For this, I'm writing 5 test cases. First one is login with valid credentials, login with invalid credentials. Second one, third one is login with invalid username, valid password. Like these test cases, we'll write test cases. I'll show you tomorrow class. What is the test cases? How will be the template will be. Okay. In the test case design, tester will write the test scenarios and test cases. He'll prepare the test data also. And that means what is the input we need to give to test the application. He'll prepare. Next one, test environment setup means prepare required hardware, software, or browsers. All this. That means test environment setup means, yeah, let me tell you this concept also. In real time, there will be environment. Environment means for any application, there will be, for developers, there will be one application. For tester, there will be one application. There will be, that means URLs will be different. Like that, environments are dev environment, QA environment, UAT environment, and prod environment. In dev environment, like that means dev URL will be with development team only. Then QA URL will be there. Then QA URL will be with testing team. Before testing the actual application, the tester, he should be ready with the testing of that real application. Before testing that application, he need to set up everything. What are those? What is the hardware required? What is the version required? What are all the browsers I can run this application? Ensure application is ready for testing. This is what mean by test environment setup. Like what are the credentials I can use? What is the test data I can use? What is the URL for the QA environment? What are all the supported browsers? That means setup will be done in the test environment setup. Next, test execution. That means executing the test cases. That means test execution will be done when the real application come to QA team from development team. That means developers successfully completed their coding and front end visible text is we are able to see. Then he informed like in a mail or in the meeting like, see, this functionality is completed and it is ready for testing. So the testing team will start testing whatever the test cases has written. based on every test case is implemented actually. That means once application is with the QA team, he will test the login feature. Like first he will test with valid username and valid password. It should allow. Next, next test case 2 is he gave invalid username and invalid password. It should not allow. If that application allowed with invalid credentials also, then it is a bug. That means what are the steps we need to follow before the application coming to the testing team? Everything is documented in the test cases. There will be test cases. Clear steps there will be. Tomorrow I'll show you how will be the test cases. Or else wait, let me show you. Hmm, automation. History. What is that application? Okay. Automation. Why I'm not able to edit this? Hmm. Yeah. Wait. Automation. Yeah, this is the one. See, here there is a test cases tab, right? This is how test cases will be. First one, let me open this. See, this is how the test cases will be. First one, from starting to ending. Launching the browser, navigate to this URL, verify that home page is visible successfully. Click on sign up or login button. Verify login to your account is visible. Enter correct email address and password. Click login button. Verify that this is how clear steps we will write in the test cases. And this test cases will come into the actions when the application is in the QA tester. Then he will perform all these steps. First, he will launch the browser. He will navigate to this URL. He will give valid username and password, everything. And the test data also he will mention in the test cases. What is the username and what is the password we need to give also he'll mention. This is what happened in the test execution. Next, test closer. Closure means executing the test case. Test closer. He'll prepare a test summary report. Once all the test cases, implementing, once all the test cases are completed on performing the actions on the actual application, then he will prepare one test summary report. See, these are all the test cases I have covered. If there are 10 test cases, in these 10 test cases, 8 are passed successfully, then remaining 2 are not working. It is not as expected. Then we need to mention it is like a bug, like, or else we can mention the red mark. These need to be fixed. Then we need to share that Excel sheet to our manager or team lead. Prepare test summary report, document the lessons learned, close the testing activities like this. Is it clear?
Ah,
Let,
yes, clear.
yeah, let me explain you in high level one more time, okay? What is
Hmm.
meant by STLC? STLC means software testing life cycle. It is the step-by-step process followed by the testing team to perform the testing activities. And the phases are requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, test closure. What happens in the requirement analysis is tester testers study the requirements. that is FRS document. He will try to understand clearly what are the each and every point. He'll try to understand. If he has any doubt, he can reach out to the product owner. No worries, he can ask in the meeting itself. He will try to understand the requirements using the FRS document in this requirement analysis. Then test planning. He'll decide the testing strategy and he'll define what are the resources, how many resources we can use, and what are the tools, and within how many, how much of time we can complete this. Like, what is the scope? Like, based on this, he will prepare one test plan document. Okay, then next, test case design or test case development. Test case design or development is nothing but he'll write the test cases and he'll prepare the test data. And within once writing the test cases is completed, he need to get approval from the product owner or developers or by colleagues, his teammates. He need to get approval for that test cases. Once he get approval, then he can move on with the next step, that is a test environment setup. In this test environment setup is nothing but he'll do all the setup, like setting up the website for a URL, what are the credentials I can use, and what are the supported browsers, on which browsers I can test this application, what is the test data, everything will be set up in this test environment setup. Next, in the test execution, he will execute the test cases on the real application and he'll compare. See, this is expected and versus this is the actual. This is what happened in the test execution. Next one is a test closer. In the test closer, he'll prepare a test summary report. He'll document lessons learned and he'll close the testing activities. That's it. This is STLC process. Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay then. Next, what are all the STC? Before we have learned what is SDLC. That means the software application will undergo from what are the phases it will undergo from starting to ending. We have learned what is SDLC. Then, what are all the SDLC models are there? See, SDLC models are there are multiple, like waterfall model, iterative model, V model, those and all. But nowadays everyone is using Agile methodology. Let me tell you brief what is meant by waterfall model also. See, same steps only, but waterfall model means from top to bottom. In the name itself, it is waterfall. Means see, waterfall from the top to down only, right? From not bottom to top, right? It will from top to bottom only. That flow also requirement, design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance. Each phase completed once. See, before I have told you while explaining SDLC, if that proper functionality is not working, then tester can reach out to developer. But that will not happen in this waterfall model. Same steps: requirement, design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance. Once requirement is okay, then architect will design, then development will start designing the application, then it will go to the tester, then deployment. If there is any issue, then it can't be fixed as early as possible. It will take long time. See, each phase completed only once, no going back. What are the advantages? Let's see. It is simple and easy to understand. Well defined documentation. It is suitable for only fixed requirements only. See, in this, once client gave his requirements and architect also designed some blueprints and it is in development. Now, if again client came, so please add this requirement also, that is not possible in the waterfall model. Suitable for, it is only for fixed requirements. Disadvantages: no flexibility. Once requirements are finalized, there should be no modifications. Testing happens very late. Any change is costly and it is a time consuming. Customer feedback comes very late. In this waterfall model, the customer can expect the application for every 6 months, 1 year he can accept. The real application. It is there as there is it is having many drawbacks. Nowadays, many people are not using this waterfall model. See, if requirement changes after development in waterfall model, the whole cycle must restart. And the cycle must start again from the requirements. This is the key problem in the waterfall model. Next, what is Agile? Nowadays, everyone is following Agile process. See, let me explain you in a high level this what is a waterfall model. See, earlier companies were using models like waterfall, V model, but these models has some challenges. For example, in real projects, requirements keep on changing and customers expect faster releases. In traditional models, testing happened at the end. So defects were found very late. Also, customer feedback was not continuous and it is a long time process. So that is the reason many people now are using Agile process only, because Agile allows the flexibility. In the Agile process, the customer can change his requirements whenever he can, and the application also can be delivered fastly. When we deliver the application within a week, within 2 weeks or within a month, so that we can expect the feedback from the customer also, right? See, this is whatever the feature if you have implemented these 2 weeks, it is good. I don't want this like future, just remove this button. So that means continuous feedback we will receive from the customer when we deliver fastly that application, like small feature. As it is, Agile is having all these advantages, many people are using Agile. Let me go through the definition wise. Agile is a software development approach where work is done in small iterations or sprints. Sprint means 2 weeks, 2 weeks or 14 days. Delivering work software frequently and improving continuously based on the feedback. This is called Agile methodology. Simply, traditional means waterfall model. It is a one-time delivery only at the final. Agile means continuous delivery and continuous feedback will come from the customer. This is Agile methodology. See, this is the picture. Let me explain you clearly this picture. Guys, be careful. This is the daily what happens in the real-time environment. How the application is going through every stage. This is the Agile Scrum framework. Okay, first one. See, from here onwards it will start. I have explained you in SDLC process also. Please remember that. See, inputs from the executives, team, stakeholders, customers or users. That means first thing is product owner will collect the requirements from the customer. Okay. First, this is what it happens. Requirements come from the customers to the product owner, and these requirements are managed by the product owner, or we can call BA, but just use product owner. Okay, all these requirements are managed by the product owner. Next, what will do with those requirements this product owner? Then product owner, he'll keep all those requirements in order, priority wise in product backlog. See, whatever he received, the requirements, he will store all the requirements in priority wise and he'll keep all those user stories in one box, that is product backlog. In this he'll keep all the requirements, and he'll keep in priority wise, not, he'll follow priority wise, he'll keep all the requirements, like all the user stories he'll keep in the product backlog. Next, what happens in the sprint planning meeting? In the sprint planning meeting, what are the, who are the persons will participate in the sprint planning meeting is product owner, the team is here, team is nothing but developers plus testing team, then scrum master. In this agile process, there are three important roles. Okay, first one is product owner, scrum master, then development team. Development is nothing but developers, testers. Product owner will decide the requirements, and he will maintain the product backlog, and he will set the priority also. Next, Scrum Master. He will facilitate the agile process. He will remove the team blockers. If anyone is facing any issues like a blockers, he'll remove those blockers, and he will conduct the meetings. Next, team, development team plus tester team. They will deliver the working product. These are the three main roles: product owner, developers plus testers, then Scrum Master. Is it clear? The roles.
Can you explain me once?
See, in the Agile Scrum methodology, there are three roles mainly: product owner, Scrum Master, and the team. Team is nothing but
Hmm.
developers plus testers. Product owner, he will collect the requirements from the user, client, customer. Whereas Scrum Master, he will unblock. If anyone facing issue, he will unblock those issues, and he will conduct the meetings. Whereas the development team and testing team will work on the product, like developing that application and testing that application. They will
Hmm.
deliver the application to the end user, right?
Hmm. Yes,
That's it. Next.
understand.
Okay then. See, in this sprint planning meeting, product owner, the team, and the scrum master will participate. They'll participate in this sprint planning meeting. In this sprint planning meetings, what happens is they will select what are the user stories we need to pick, and those picked, whatever the user stories they selected will be moved on to, that means they'll work on the remaining 2 weeks. That means in this sprint planning meeting they will select the user stories that need to be work on those. In this sprint planning meeting it is done, and they will give the story points also to that user stories, how much time it will take to implement that user story. They will give story points also. Okay. And the selected items, what are the selected user stories? It becomes the sprint backlog. That means the present, they'll move all those selected user stories into the present sprint. Then sprint execution starts. That means working on that sprint, it will start. What happens in that sprint means development and testing team together work during that sprint every day. See here, they'll work, right? For every 24 hours there will be a daily stand up meeting. Daily stand up meeting means that will be 15 minutes, not more than that. In this daily stand up meeting, they need to give their update. Everyone should talk, like what was done yesterday, what will be doing today, any blockers, just 3 points: what you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, any blockers. That's it. Every person should talk on these 3 points in the daily scrum meeting. Okay. Next one, daily scrum meeting is done. Then, see, I have told you sprint means 14 days, like 2 weeks. After second week ending, Friday, there will be a sprint review meeting. That means at the end of the sprint, the team needs to give one demo on the completed work to the customers. This is what happened in the sprint review meeting. Then final demo is okay. Then they need to approve. They need to be happy with your work. Once it is done, then sprint retrospective. That means team discusses what went well, what went wrong, any improvements needed. This is the whole process. What went well? For example, what went well means team completed all planned sprints on time. Whatever the user stories picked, we have completed all those user stories. This is what went well. And good collaboration happened between development team and testing team. This is also a good point. And daily stand-up meetings were effective and short. This is also what went well. And what didn't go well means we can speak like we faced some delays because the test environment was not ready and a few requirements were not clear at the beginning. Like that, we need to discuss what went well, what went wrong. And improvements means see whatever the mistake happened in one sprint that should not be happen in the another sprint. That is what improvement areas. They will improve the process sprint by sprint, sprint by sprint. Okay, is it clear?
Clear.
Yeah, next main thing is see here, this is the one. What is bun down or up charts? Bun down charts or bun up charts? What is meant by bun down means how much of work is left. That means the work which is pending, that is called bun down. Burn up means how much of work is completed. It is called burn up charts. Okay. See, let me explain in high level within 2 minutes. What is meant by Agile means Agile is a software development process where work is done in small sprints, delivering working software frequently and improving continuously based on the feedback. In the Agile Pro model, there will be a continuous delivery and continuous feedback from the customer also. First stage is product owner will collect all the requirements from the customer. Then product owner will keep all those requirements in the priority wise in the product backlog. After the product backlog, there will conduct one sprint planning meeting. In this sprint planning meeting, product owner, the team, and the scrum master, they will participate and pick some user stories that need to be done in the current sprint. And they will give the story points also. For those story points is nothing but how much time will it take to implement that user story from both testing time and development time they should give. Whatever the selected items are there, user stories, they'll move that user stories to the sprint backlog, the current sprint. Every day they need to give that stand up. Daily scrum meeting or stand up meeting. In this stand up meeting, it will be 15 minutes. We need to give our update like what you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, and any blockers are there. Daily stand up meeting, we need to talk. And end of the sprint, there will be a sprint review. In this sprint review meeting, we need to give the demo to the client or customer, product owner. See, this is what we have implemented in this sprint like that. Final demo we need to give in the sprint review meeting. Okay, once they approve, it is okay. Then, what is meant by sprint retrospective meeting means in this retrospective meeting, we will discuss what went well, what went wrong, any improvements are needed, like this. Simple. Any questions?
No.
Is it clear?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no sound. See, if you have
Ah, clear.
just ask. Okay, no problem. Is it okay? Okay
Okay.
then.
Yeah,
Okay
it's
then. See,
okay.
in this session, in the evening, I mean, now we have covered what is meant by testing, different types of testing, functional, non-functional security, what is SDLC, STLC, and Agile. See, Agile process is very, very important. Okay, please make sure to go through all
Okay.
these concepts.
Okay,
Tomorrow I'll explain you Jira. Okay,
okay,
and Jira also I'll show you my real-time work. Okay, so that please install Teams on your systems. I'll share you the Teams link so that you can join. I'll explain you how the Jira tool we can use. No problem.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay.
Tomorrow, in which time the class will conduct?
Okay. I'll update you, Durga, something. I'll update you after some time, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'll update you. Okay, guys, the meeting is going to end. Okay, we'll share you the recordings also.
Oh.
Okay, then. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
Bye.